focusing on control of synchronous motors. Actually this contains of these are the following topics: basics of synchronous motor, speed control methods, load commutated CSI fed, synchronous motor by VSI and CSI, synchronous motor by cycloconverters, closed loop control operation of synchronous motor drives. These are the following topics. Mainly we are focusing on speed control methods. First topic is basics of synchronous motor. This is actually covers about the basics of synchronous motor, which contains phasor diagrams, working operation, types of synchronous motors, and the torque speed characteristics, how the speed control methods are there, basic speed control methods which you study in missions subject. So there is about the basics of synchronous motor. Today's class we will see speed control methods by using power electronic devices. So mainly we are focusing on speed control methods of synchronous motors. In that, speed control method is mainly derived based on the basic equation. What is that? Is nothing but synchronous speed equation. Synchronous speed equation is ns is equal to 120 f by p. In that, if we want to control the speed of a synchronous motor, we need to change either frequency of the motor, that is stator supply to the motor, or by changing the number of poles in the synchronous machine. By changing the number of poles is nothing but the physical scenario. That is, when we are designing a machine, we have to change the number of poles. Practically it is not possible to control the speed of a synchronous motor. That's why we are preferring to change the frequency of synchronous motor, which is mainly given to the stator windings. Okay, so based on that we have speed control methods by using VSI. VSI is nothing but voltage source inverter. It is also called as voltage fed inverter, VFI. And second one is current source inverter or current fed inverter. And third one is cycloconverters. So basically basic controls of synchronous motor or scalar control or vector control. But actually we are focusing on scalar control only. Vector control is nothing but the PG level we can study. In UG level, scalar control is enough. In scalar control also we have two types of controls, that is open loop and closed loop. Open loop is also called as separate control or true control, whereas self control is nothing but a closed loop control. Okay, these are the basic control methods we are using here to control the speed of a synchronous motor. So see, this is the open loop control. Open loop control, there is no feedback. No feedback means mainly we are focusing to control on speed of a synchronous motor, but there is no actual speed detection of synchronous motor in every time. See the block diagram, it consists of, here we have synchronous motors. Synchronous motors can operate multiple machines here. That is, at a time we can control multiple motors by using this open loop control method. In open loop control method, mainly we have VSI, voltage source inverter, that is VSI control, and before that we have LC. LC is used to filter out the harmonics in DC supply, and before that we have phase control rectifier. Okay, phase control rectifier actually converts AC supply to DC. That means it is a three-phase AC supply which is converted to a DC. That DC is passed through a filter, LC, which reduces the harmonics. With that we can give it to the VSI. That is, VSI inverter takes DC supply and produces an AC supply. That's why this filter out harmonics, that is pure DC, is fed to the VSI. That VSI again converts DC supply to AC and it controls the synchronous motors. It is a multi-mission control system. This is the basic circuit diagram. Coming to here, control schemes. Actually what we need to control is the speed of the synchronous motor, but we are not identifying every time. We are not identifying the speed of the synchronous motor. Directly we are controlling the frequency. How we are controlling the frequency? The control circuit here, control delay circuit. Before that we have a F star. F star is nothing but the reference frequency which we require. Okay, that signal will travel to the delay circuit. The delay circuit will delay the signal to match the stator frequency. Okay, and the same frequency which is came out from the delay circuit is given to the flux control. That flux control block will produces a voltage reference. Why you are giving here voltage reference based on frequency? Means synchronous motor is similar to as induction motor. That means we have to control maintain a constant V by F. Always we have to maintain constant V by F, that is constant flux throughout all the speeds which you are able to control. That's why we are creating a V by F control. Each and every time we are maintaining V by F constant throughout your control schemes. That's why based on the reference frequency we are generating a voltage. See the flux control block here, there is a graph. It indicates that after some variation in the frequency, the voltage will get saturated. That means below the rated speed, the voltage will linearly increases based on the frequency. After reaching the rated frequency, the voltage will saturate, that is it goes to the maximum value, that is a rated value. With that only you are controlling the entire schemes. Okay, so see here V star is the reference voltage which is generated based on the flux control block. Okay, again from the V star to we are giving firing angle control. There is a control scheme which is used to control a phased control rectifier. That is, we are turning on here SCRs by using this firing angle control. So with that, by turning on and off the switches, we are controlling the DC input to the inverter. That means always we are trying to control V by F. By using this rectifier block, phase control rectifier block, we are changing the voltage supply which is given to the VS. By using this delay circuit, there is a reference circuit, we are operating the inverter. VSI is operated based on the frequency. VSI is also consists of SCRs. It is also controlled based on the reference frequency. That means V and F both are controlling here. V by F. V is controlled by using a firing angle control, and VSI, that is a frequency, is controlled by using this frequency signal which is given to the VSI. So both V and F are controlling in two stages. V is controlled based on the phase control rectifier, F is controlled based on the voltage source inverter. Like this we are operating the open loop control. There is no feedback here, that's why it is a open loop control. Then how we are generating these frequencies? Frequency means by using an oscillators we are generating here. So these are the key points regarding that. So first one is stator supply frequency is controlled from outside by using a separate oscillator. That is, frequency is generated by using an oscillators. Frequency is given to a delay circuit which is gradually matches the stator and rotor frequencies. That's why we are using a delay circuit. Next one is, here we are using a VSI. VSI may be a square wave inverter, or it may be a PWM inverter. When you are using a PWM inverter, there is no need of a phase control rectifier. Diode control rectifier is enough. That is non-controlled, that is uncontrolled rectifier which is designed based on the diodes only. That circuit is enough, because PWM is itself controls both voltage and frequencies. That's why when you are using a PWM VSI, it is enough. So these are some of the points regarding open loop control. In open loop control, we are always maintaining V by F ratio constant to ensure that motor operates full flux at all speeds, which ensure constant torque capability. We are maintaining always constant flux, that's why it is operating at constant torque. And some of the advantages and disadvantages of open loop control. Advantages are, it is simple to operate, it is applicable for multi-motor applications. It always maintains constant speed flux. It is V by F is always constant. Some of the disadvantages are hunting problems, instability, poor dynamic behavior, harmonic distortions. All the above disadvantages are overcome by using a closed loop system, except harmonics. Harmonics are also eliminated based upon the some designing of power electronic devices. So see, this is the nothing but self-control synchronous motor or closed loop control method. This is the basic concept we are using here. See here, every time you are controlling the synchronous motor synchronous motor speed by using a speed detector or speed sensor. That means the actual speed of the motor is detected. Based on that only we are controlling inverter switches. So this is a basic block diagram. See here, there is a three-phase supply which is given to the control rectifier which converts AC supply to DC, and this DC is given to the DC filter, and the DC filter will give an input, a pure DC, to the inverter circuit. That inverter circuit will convert DC to AC. Okay, this is the basic concept of closed loop system. Here, if you are using PWM inverter, that means there is no need of control rectifier here. Just a diode rectifier is enough. That means which converts three-phase AC to DC, and DC is given to the inverter. For example, if you consider this is entire control block, that is input terminals, that is inverter input circuit is completely replaced with a DC source, because all are converted as three-phase AC is converted to DC, and DC is given through a filter, and through this filter again we are getting a pure DC. That DC is given to the inverter. That means we can convert the entire input blocks with a simple DC block. That means a DC supply which is given to the inverter, and then inverter converts to AC, which controls the motor. There is nothing but a simple DC motor. Only thing is, here we are using a inverter here, that is which converts DC to AC. That means this inverter block will act as a commutator. Commutator is nothing but which converts AC to DC or DC to AC. Here this inverter block will act as a commutator for this motor. That's why these motors are called as CLM, commutator-less motors. That is, self-controlled synchronous motors are called as commutator-less motors, which has is steady state behavior, dynamic behavior. There is no distortions. Okay, only thing is the commutators are replaced with the inverter. That means there is a commutator-less motor. Self-controlled synchronous motors are called as commutator-less motors. Okay, see these are some of the points regarding that. The inverter may be CSI or VSI, that is which we previously discussed. VSI is nothing but voltage source inverter, CSI is nothing but current source inverter. Previously open loop control uses VSI only. That VSI only open loop control is applicable for multi-motor control applications. That means VSI controlled open loop system is used for multi-motor applications. See some of the points regarding closed loop. Is the rotor speed determines the inverter frequency. Machine behavior is decided by the torque angle and voltage or current. See CLM is nothing but the self-control machines or control systems are called as commutator-less machines. These have higher stability, and here inverters may be a line commutated or load commutated. Both are natural commutation systems only. We have commutation system. There is basically we have two types of commutation systems, that is forced commutation and natural commutation. Forced commutation requires a forced circuit, that is auxiliary thyristors, to forcibly turn off the SCRs. Whereas in natural commutation there is no need of auxiliary thyristors to forcibly turn off the ACRs. Here the AC signal which may be generated from input side or output side, that AC signal is enough to turn off the ACRs. That is nothing but natural commutation. Based on that we have two types of control schemes here. If you clearly observe that there is a line commutated inverter and load commutated inverter. In line commutated inverter, synchronous machine should work as an over excited machine. That is, it should supply the capability to supply the reactive power for commutation purpose. Whereas in LCA, that is load commutated inverter, it will supply reactive power as well as control the commutation process also. Okay, and one more drawback here is in load commutator inverter is it will not applicable for low speed applications. It is not applicable for low speed applications. What we will do is in low speed applications means we can use a line commutated inverters. That means for low speed application up to 10% of base speed we can use line commutated inverters. After that we can use load commutated inverters.